Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and I have a cup of tea and my WIP. So you might recognise this. This was the Boggy Creek blanket that I was doing, and I've been putting a border on it. So what I did, I got that big cake and I manipulated the colours and took them all out. So I have balls of each. So not all of them are enough to go all the way around. So I'm just doing sort of stripes and UK half trebles, which are half doubles in the US, all the way around. Try not to, and I think I need to drink this because it's not that warm. It's just right for now though. So I need to find a corner. What I've been doing to make it so that it's even, I've just been ending off every corner and working the ends in, so I've got the right colour all the way around rather than it stopping halfway around. And I've hurt my finger. What I did was, when I was manipulating the yarn, I pulled it to break it, and it was breaking easy except for one, and it garroted my my finger there. It's really kind of sore, but it's just a strong bit. I don't understand. It would teach me, because I have about 10 pairs of scissors, and I should have got off my bottom and gone to find one. After that, obviously, I did go get one. Okay, cheers, guys. I'm always conscious of the fact that it's very quiet in here, so you can hear me swallow. You can hear me swallowing. I was hoping this would stay hotter for longer, but I've noticed going through a period of tea getting cold quick. I said that on my chat, but it's just going cold very quickly. Hang on a sec. Don't watch. You can watch now. Oh, nom, 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 nom. That was good. So the only ones that I've got enough of are the blues. So I've got 2 blues as well. So I want to I might just do one more. I was toying with the idea of doing a whole round of V-stitches and then doing another bit, but I'm not sure that I've got enough to do a whole round of V's. Maybe we'll give it a try. I can always undo it if not. But the only problem with this is I don't have my yarn genie now, my wool genie rather. Let's call it yarn, a yarn genie. Because I've kind of, manipulated the colours, so they're in balls now. Just trying to figure out where to join. There we go. So I'm just going to join it with a little knot, because I'm kind of ending off every row. I don't normally do that. I don't know why. You know why I think it is? I think it's because this isn't for me. It's not kind of me or the family. It's going somewhere, so you want it to be, good. And right, we're joined. This isn't really going to be very good for me, because I need my yarn over that side and it's not. But we'll try and soldier on. Okay, so I'm going to do, right, I need to separate my tail. I'm going to stack to start. Can you see what I'm doing? Just about see my hands. I'll move it in a sec. At least this makes I think I need my glasses as well, would help. I have another bit of yarn in here somewhere, like looks like a tornado, like a swirl of the middle of the cake of one of them. Oh, that's better. Like, let's knock it down a little bit. You might lose the top of my head, but that's all right. Okay, let's do that again. I made a mess of that. It helps to be able to see what you're doing. It's a bonus, Okay, so all I'm going to do, and this is the corner, so I'm going to put 2 in the corner. I'm going to do V-stitch, and I will put just a chain there, and I'm going to work my yarn up this stitch so that I can get rid of that. I'm going to skip one, go in the next one. There we go. That worked out. I hate ends. I try and work over the ends as many times as I can, just to get rid of them. And there it is, gone. Absolutely gone. So let's get comfy. Well, I've had it. Oops, the blue's getting tangled up. I've had a very busy few days. I've been working in here. You think I wouldn't want to spend any more time than necessary in here, wouldn't you? Because I have just been, it's like being prisoner in a little cell doing work. But you know, I've uploaded lots of new yarns to my shop. Previously I was uploading lots of things like scissors and accessories, but over Christmas I did deplete my stock rather a lot, and it was intentional. I wanted to get new yarns in, and you know, so I did, and I love them, and I've been out there as well making space and finding room for them and doing all that. But we've got a storm today. The last couple of storms have not really been anything to write home about for us. They've been elsewhere in the country, and some places were hit quite bad, but we didn't even get so much as a wind. But we've definitely got rain and wind now. Funny thing was, Gary messaged me earlier and he said how windy and rainy it was, and it was lovely and sunny here, and it was only, what, 7 miles away, but it's caught up with us now. It obviously came in from that direction. But yeah, not very nice out there. Fluffy isn't impressed. She's definitely come in. She's not going back out there today, even though she has nice little hidey places. And she's quite, I think she's quite frightened of the storm. I don't normally notice that with her. I know some animals are really scared with storms. Cats and dogs, fireworks, all sorts of things set them off. But she doesn't really bat an eyelid usually. But this one, maybe it's because it is, you know, very windy. I don't know. But she's had gone out in the wind before, so I don't know. Perhaps it's something like atmospheric pressure, you know, barometric pressure and that sort of thing. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows how cats work? They're a law unto themselves mostly. So I wasn't going to use this part, but I want to save the blues for the end, for the last couple of rounds. I've done this border before, and I really liked it, so I wanted to do it again, but I just didn't know if I'd have enough left of the cake. And I'm not sure about this, if I will have enough. But if not, I have this colour. Excuse me, she knows. I have this colour which I can kind of put in at the end. It's not the same, but it's not far off. So if I do need a little bit to finish the round, then that's what I can use. So I brought poor Joan in. She needs a hat. She was in, but she was kind of in the corner. But I got her out and thought I'm going to have to make her a little beanie. I'd ideally like to get her some hair. If you haven't seen Joan, she is my severed head. It's not really severed. I like to call it that, but obviously it's a mannequin head. But yeah, I like to call it my severed head collection. Makes me sound a tad more interesting. Anyway, she's bald and she needs some hair, and I would love to get her a wig. Or if anyone could donate me a wig, that would be even better. But yeah, she doesn't got any. I think it would make hats fit her a lot better if I did manage to get one for her. Bless her, sitting there all bald. That is a bit puckery. I'm not sure about it. It'll be all right. Next round I'll pull it into line. I could actually go, see what that, I'll just do it here, see what it looks like. I'll skip 2 instead. See a little bit of that and see what it looks like. Right, I'm doing a chain in between, so I'll just pull it out a lot more. So Gary and I have been watching a series called Landman, and got really into it. And it was about the oil fields in Texas, and about Billy Bob Thornton's role of Tommy. Don't know now. Too pulled apart, I think. We'll get rid of that and we'll go back to how it was. Have a little practice and then you know. It's best to know rather than to wish you'd done it that way, isn't it? So yeah, I've been watching that, and we've now just got to the end of it, which is a bit sad, because there is a landman shaped hole in my viewing, and it kind of ended. So obviously they're going to carry it on, or they'd like to. Let's just hope they do, because I really like it. I like the characters, especially his wife and daughter. I like them, kind of. I don't think I would, but I do like them a lot. Anyway, if anybody has any suggestions of new things to watch, feel free to pop it into the comment section. I have tried watching, what did someone suggest? Lioness. I did try watching that, but I couldn't get into it as much. And there's a few sci-fi ones that they've put on lately. I don't know if they're any good. One of them has quite a lot of stars in it. Do you think, I mean, Nicole Kidman in Lioness, she's looking very odd these days. Just kind of, yeah. Too much plastic surgery, I guess. Do you know what I've noticed lately, and it's really kind of started to bug me a bit, and that is the amount of AI generated trash videos that I keep seeing on YouTube. And they're usually like, look how these stars have aged so badly, and you think they're not aged badly, they're just aged, you know. And then there's others that say the stars plastic surgery disasters, and you think, well, you criticise them if they age, you criticise them if they get plastic surgery. So what can they do to please you? You know, just become gorgeous all their life and never age. But they're just robot voices most of the time, all of the time. Some robot voices are better than others, but they're just complete trash. And there's, you know, the worst animal accidents, like having chimpanzees rip your face off and all of that. And the most disturbing one I saw was there's 2 people who died on live TV, and then there was accidents where people actually, they showed this influencer who was filming herself in a pool and she drowned. It was really quite disgusting, really. And I've reported a few to YouTube, but they always seem to still stay there, and they're just trash. And it's not really, you wouldn't think that's the content they'd want on the platform. They don't take it down. I guess it's as long as it earns money, they don't care, do they? But it's awful, awful stuff. And it's just flooding the whole of YouTube with this rubbish, basically. And half of it, they just use the same clips in a few of the others. And I only watch them for research purposes, you understand. Just to sort of get an idea. And they're horrible. They really are horrible. Shouldn't. And plus, because I watched a couple and see what they were like, now I'm inundated with them in my my feed, which, you know, is really disgusting. Anyway, I don't like them. I think they should take them down. And what also I don't like is when they start, there's a few channels that constantly report about gossipy rubbish about the royal family, and because they know the royal family, apart from Harry of course, will never answer back, they watch out with him if you're one of these channels doing it, because he'll sue you. He'll sue you out of existence. But you know, they just put up this absolute rubbish, and YouTube allow it to go on there, and all the comments you see, people take it that that's real, and it's really not. You know, it's just complete and utter clickbait rubbish. It does bug me. Well, it used to bug me, but I've kind of got used to it now, really, seeing it there. But I know you don't have to watch it, but it's just wrong that people are allowed to get away with such inaccuracies and trash content, and they let them do it. You know, just saying. So I've got another little blanket on the go. I started making squares out of my swatches, which I did a while ago of the Peter Pan yarn, the Splash. And every time I go out to the yarn van, I mean to sort through and see if I can find any of my black. And every time I come back in, I've forgotten to do it. And I think, oh, you did it again. You didn't look for the black, did you? So, but I will, because I want to edge each one with black. And I might do something a little bit different as well. But I've got to make a baby boy blanket for Gary's niece. Niece? Yeah. And, no, second cousin then. Third cousin. So his second cousin's having the baby. The baby will be his third cousin. So I have to make a blanket for them, at least one. And I've also got to make one for Tyler, because all of the blankets that I've ever made Tyler are at Gemma's house, and he doesn't have any. I lent him a chevron one in the back of the car once, never see it again. I can only assume that one went there as well, when Tyler went home. So that was my blanket, and I wanted to keep it, but it was purple, and it was Gemma's favourite colour, so I dare say that's where that one is. But it was a lot of work as well. Anyway, Michael wanted me to do one so that he would have a blanket at his house, so I've got that to do. Plus there was something I wanted to make for Gary, and Joan's head is bald, and so is Jeff, who I've decided at the moment I'm calling him Hefe. Hefe's also got a very cold bald head, and even the sulky faced kid has. So I really need to make some hats. And I'm making something as well to do as a tutorial, but I'm out tomorrow, which is today for you guys, because I'm recording this yesterday for you. And so obviously I need to, it will have to wait until I'm back and got days to spare, because Tuesday, Gary's daughter Charlotte's birthday. Yesterday was Michael, my son, and we saw him, went out for a meal. And Tuesday is Charlotte's birthday, and Gary's going to cook for her at the house here. So that's another day where I'll have no chance to do it, but I want to kind of now I'm not trapped doing computer work, although I have got a major project that I've decided to sort of park up Chris's door. Chris is my fellow webman, really. I upload the products to all the SEO, and he'll make technical changes for me. So yeah, I've given him a biggie, really. Also, I approached a company who are a wholesaler for cricket. I don't mean like the game that's boring that they play in villages on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, you know, what looks like it should be cry cut, but it's cricket. And I wanted to maybe stock them, and plus Vic has one, and if I could get parts and stuff for it at a more reasonable rate. So I approached this company and they've accepted me, but they've asked me to do something that I'm not sure, I've never been asked to do before, and I'm not sure if it leaves me vulnerable if I do it. So I've got in touch with Chris to ask him basically if I should do what they've asked me, because I feel very I don't feel right doing it. So let's go around the corner. 1, 2, 3. That should really go in the same one, maybe. Yeah. So I'm waiting for an answer on that, and then I dropped the bombshell about the big changes that I was thinking of making. So we'll see. Now let's just see if that corner is, yeah, that's all right. Didn't want it to be too bunched up. Yeah, so we're kind of give him something to kind of look at and see if we can maybe make a few website changes, because I wanted to put more pictures in, and so if I wanted to do some kits, I'd like that to sort of be a prominent picture, or if I've got new yarn, I'd like that to be a prominent picture. But at the moment it's all just menus and icons and menus, and there's a few pictures, but they tend to be icon-y kind of pictures. So yeah, I'd like to see what he says. Just probably scratching his head now. I can hear the wind roaring. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but it's quite fast, quite a speedy. I don't think it's anything as bad as other areas of the country have had, but it is quite noisy. So today, after we've been out for the meal, I've kind of decided to do a barbecue sauce and cook boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and then coat them in the barbecue sauce, which is sin-free according to Slimming World. And at the moment it's marinating, and then I will cook it, and I'm probably going to do corn, either, you know, very low fat chips, which are fries to you guys across the pond, or maybe new potatoes. I could do mash, I guess, but you know, I'm just yet to decide on my accompaniments really. But as soon as I've finished in here, I'll pop it in the oven, and hopefully that'll be nice. I made the same, well, similar barbecue sauce, not exactly the same, when I did the pulled pork, and that was lovely. Gary really liked that, but he used some of my ingredients, so I didn't have as many. So I had to improvise a little bit. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm getting a bit uncomfortable though. This isn't as uncomfortable as the chair I used to have in here, but boy, it's not the most comfy. I wish I'd brought my drink in as I mean, I made it obviously and then started bringing stuff in. It would have been hotter for longer. And I took my water out of here last night and put it at the bedside, so now I don't even have that. Never mind. So what are you making at the moment? What's on your hook or your needles? Are you knitting or crocheting? This is getting quite heavy, this blanket. That's quite a size now. It's not as big as the one I made for Gary. That was ridiculous. It was actually the size, probably the size of a queen size bed. And it was made with Premier puzzle yarn. It was so heavy, crazy heavy. And well, expensive as well, because it was Premier puzzle yarn and you can't get that over here. But I got there, you know. He hasn't used it much yet, so not this year. And yet it's been really cold. But occasionally though, if I put this, if I go put the aircon on when he's cold, then he'll go and grab it. But obviously it's warm coming out now. It's not cold air. Sometimes I feel when the fan is blowing out warm, if you're just slightly at the wrong angle, you get the breeze and not the warmth, and it feels cold to me. So I like a little blanket in there to put over my legs, but not anything as big as that thing. It was gigantic. Madness. Absolute madness. I don't think I enjoyed doing that. And the only way I could get it done was to do it as live streams, so that by sitting there doing live streams with you guys, it was the only way I was going to ever get that finished. So that's what I did. But yeah, at least I got there in the end. Oh my. So yeah, what's it like where you are? Are you freezing, or are you in a, you know, pretty mild or nice and hot, or what's happening where you are weather-wise? It's weird here, you know, when everybody else had this storm Eowyn, I think it's just Owen, really. I'm sure the E should be silent and it would be Owen. But anyway, when everybody else was reeling with that, it was sunny and warm here. But and it's been mild. We've got horrible rain today. Wind rain as well, so it blows right in your face. Not nice at all. Fickle weather we have, you know, fickle weather. So watching Landman, it really does bring home the kind of anomalies of when they start talking about climate change and how we should ditch oil and all go for the greener options. The amount of oil used in the production of the greener options is really not, you know, it's not exactly green energy at all. So, yeah, maybe we just have to do what Captain Planet did and repair our ozone layer. Did you ever play that game when you were young? Captain Planet. He's a hero. Gonna send pollution or whatever it was back to zero. Paul loved that when he was a kid. Anyway, used to get like a little helicopter and dump bits of ozone up there to, I think it was a helicopter or a balloon, but you'd take it up there and it could plug up the hole in the ozone layer. If only it were that simple. What have you got for dinner today? I have told you I have, well, kind of, just got to figure out what I'm doing with it, but that's the main thing, is the would be a barbecue chicken. Yesterday we went out for a meal and I had chicken cacciatore from Bella Italia. It was very nice, but they only had 3 members of staff, which isn't a lot for a Saturday, and it was so short staffed. It was kind of very slow process, you know. You had your plates around you on the table for ages, and we got this young girl come to the table and we said about a few people wanted dessert, so we said about dessert menu, and she brought us, she sort of said, oh, it's on the children's menu. So we were looking at them and she went, I'll get you the menu though, because there's more options on there. And you thought, you just told us that they're all on there, and now we're going to get the menu because there's more on there. And she brought us the main meal menu, and there weren't any on there. It's just like Gary spied a few dessert menus on another table that people had just left, so he went and got them. But seriously, it was and every time we got a waitress come over, I was like, don't let it be that one. We don't want that one. She doesn't know what she's doing. Can we have the other one? But I think they do have a lot of staff issues in that particular restaurant, because before Gary and I started Slimming World, we'd been in there a couple of times, and they always had hardly any staff, and they were, you know, sorry about the delay, or sorry that we've been a while coming back to you, we're short staff. And so they must have a bit of a staff turnover problem there. Wow, I'm getting an arm ache now. It's only because I was doing it all last night, and I've got I've got quite a bit to go round. Never mind. I don't even know how long I've been. 31 minutes I've been babbling away in this corner. So yeah, I kind of had one of my videos got quite a lot of views on, and that was the one about the lace magazine, you know, the crochet lace magazine. And I'm going to keep a lookout, see if I can get issue number 2, because it's only $2.99. One was $1.99, then that'll be $2.99, and then they go up to $5.99. So once it goes up to its full price, I won't bother getting any more of those. But there were people that were saying, oh, I bought 3 of the first one just for the yarn off it, because it was a cheaper way of getting the yarn, because it was actually really nice cotton, very fine, but very nice soft cotton. So worth getting a few of the magazines just to chuck it away and have the yarn. So not a bad idea, really. Okay, so back at the corner. A bit hard to get into because it's an end bit. Keep my wits about me. I've got 1, 2, 3 sections. Get an arm ache here. I've got to move it round. As they get bigger, it's like an operation, isn't it? Just to move the whole thing. Pull some yarn out as well. Otherwise, it's going over there when I need it over this side. Don't know how much I've got left. Can't see it. So I just need to like get rid of this end. I only want to weave it in and out a little bit. I'll be working over it on these ones, so I can can't see what I'm doing now. It's hard to go backwards through a stitch sometimes. Let's go through both of those. So are you going on holiday this year? If you're going anywhere nice, where are you going? We have our proper holiday. We did book it for the end of the year, so that's when we'll probably do, you know, our biggest holiday. Didn't think about it really, but it's my busiest time, so it wasn't the wisest move. I did it this year, and the year just gone rather, so I'm gonna have to kind of do it again. But we have another little mini trip booked, which is Rotterdam, Amsterdam, and a little place in France called Honfleur. Never been there. Honfleur. So yeah, it's meant to be pretty, but there's just a little mini one, so that'd be nice. break up the year a little bit. Gary was also on about going to see Jamie because he's in Cornwall, and we do love it there. I love Devon and Cornwall. Both of them are beautiful places. And so we was thinking of going to see Jamie in the summer, maybe if we get another, or if he gets any more time off work that he can use. So that should be us sorted. And there was talk of us going to Italy to kind of the Michael's in-laws at some point, but I'm not sure that will happen. I'll just kind of play it by ear with that one. But if it did, it wouldn't be for long. Although if we did go, and it was summer, Gary and I did fancy heading downwards to Naples and to see Pompeii and Herculaneum. But you know, to be honest, you can only do a few, can't you? You can't just bite off more than you can chew with trips and the expense of it all and stuff. But it is nice. Gary said, you know, we've got to do it because who knows, in a few years' time, not so many years' time now, we might not be able to. He said, you know, we might end up with poor mobility and not be able to do these things. And, you know, this is really our last time to... And I said to him, you know, maybe we will, though. Just be like sprightly and everything when we get old. And he said, no, we need to do as much as we can now. And just in case, you know, like if his mum, I think he thinks of his mum and how poor her mobility was and how kind of housebound. And he said, we just need to do stuff now while we've got the legs. So yeah, it's true in a way, I guess. So that's why we've kind of been on a few more trips than usual. I like the way this looks, but I'm not liking the arm make. It's really doesn't look. It is moving. I thought my video didn't look like it was moving for a minute. So what are you planning for Valentine's Day? Anything? Are you going anywhere? Do you ever celebrate Valentine's Day? For a few years, Gary and I did nothing for Valentine's, and I think we had like I think one of them was during a lockdown anyway, but you know, we didn't really do much, and we'd get those dine-in for two meals that you can buy and cook yourself, but we haven't traditionally done very much. Now my birthday is 2 days afterwards, so we have been obviously probably combining the going out thing. If we do it nearer my birthday, we don't get the con of paying a fortune for Valentine's meals. But this year, I think my birthday's the weekend, so we do. But Gary decided to buy me a night in hotel and a meal shopping, and then Charlotte bought us for Christmas Valentine's night in the Sunbourne Hotel, which is that yacht hotel that we saw when we was in London. So they're straight after, one after the other. So failing the fact, you know, we might get snowed in or whatever, failing all of that, that's the plan. We go there on the 14th, and then we're back on the 15th for this other night in the hotel, and then we actually go home on my birthday. But because we have kind of the expense of eating on the 14th, because we've got, for the present, it was bed and breakfast, so obviously you have to eat out. So for the expense of eating out, we probably won't be able to do any shopping. But you never know. Maybe we will. I have to see how that goes. Wow, this is really starting to ache now. It's because it's so big now. It's kind of must be getting near. Yeah, so I've got a side and a half to do. Oops, and I've now lent on the yarn with this. Getting hot as well because I put the heater on in the bedroom. It's freezing in here. Wishing now I hadn't, because I've got a blanket on as well. So what do you celebrate more than anything? Do you celebrate Christmas, birthday, Valentine's, or anniversaries? What kind of thing do you actually do the most for? I guess we all do, like, mostly Christmas, is it? Although I had a friend who didn't really bother with, they didn't bother with birthdays, they only bothered with Christmas, or they didn't really bother much for Christmas and just concentrated on birthday. One of the ways around, I can't remember now. I think they did the birthdays more than anything. And then we had this really nice lady that was an Avon lady come to the house a long time ago, and I always thought that she was like a real kind of sweet-natured person, probably did loads for her kids and everything else. And she said, oh no, we're Jehovah's Witness, so we don't celebrate it, you know, so they get nothing. And I think, well, they go to school and they hear about all the things their friends have got and did over the holidays, and they get nothing. And so I always used to say, in a way, and I don't mean this in a nasty way, because she was a lovely, lovely woman, but it's like imposing what you want on your children, isn't it? You know, and I wonder if they grew up and thought, I'm going to be a Jehovah's Witness, or I'm definitely never doing that, you know, because they always felt deprived or left out in a way. It's a strange one, isn't it, don't you think? It's one of those, like, I impose, because I'm a parent, I'm going to impose that will, that wish, and that's how you're going to live by it. I know they have to, they're your children, but, you know, I always felt it was a little unfair anyway. But that's only probably because I spoilt my kids. And, you know, I will admit I did. I spoilt them big time. That's how my mum spoilt me. So I think it was kind of a monkey see, monkey do thing. And Gary always spoilt his, because their mother was no bargain. And so they always kind of made up for it. So anyway, I'm not going to be on very much longer, because this is kind of getting sore. I don't like the way that one didn't go in the stitch, it went in the hole. And I've been doing them in the stitch, so that's better. Yeah, I'm going to get to the end of here, and then I will go put my food in the oven and give my arm a rest, because it needs one. It needs one big time. So another thing that I'll ask you is, what other YouTube channels do you watch? They can be crafty, or, I mean, I did a shout out video not so long ago, and there was that guy who cleans the rugs and they're filthy, and I found that mesmerizing. It was really, I liked it, watching him clean that rug. I didn't want to clean the rug myself, but watching him was genius, how he cleaned the rug. So, you know, you can watch anything. What do you watch on YouTube? Other than moi, of course. Other than me. Although, you know, if I'm all you watch, you can say the me. Not you, me. You know what I mean? But yeah, what YouTube channels do you watch? And kind of why? What is it about them that you watch them, you know, that makes you watch them? What is it you watch them for? It's a little bit of research, making your work. That's what it is. So I'd be interested to know, though. It'd also be interesting to know how many of you stuck with the video to this point, so that you know I've asked that question. Oh dear, nearly at the end. Oh Lord, thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. I think my arm's going to drop off. It's probably because I'm holding it higher than I normally would. I was sitting on the sofa, and I wouldn't be resting this arm on a side. But it is the way I have to work in here. So it's easier with a wall genie, I have to say. A lot easier. But you know, one good thing, it looks like I'm going to make it round with this wool yarn, this colour. If I don't, I've got that little bit that's similar. Won't really notice much, but it's looking good for it. Although I can't see the end of the ball. I've only got one short side I think I've got to go now. Unless it's a long side. Let's see. No, I think it's the short. Yeah, it's the short side. Is it the short side? I can't even find the middle. It's that big. Short side. Thank goodness for that. So now I've buried my yarn tail again. My working yarn, should I say. So yeah, I've only got that far to go. I can't do another side up. I'm kind of aching so bad. I could stop, I know, but I'd always, what is it about us that we could stop in the middle of a row, a round or whatever? We could stop, but we always go, oh, I'll just go to the end. And then you get to the end, I'll just do another one. And then I'll just do another one. Before you know it, it's like 3 in the morning or something stupid. I bet we all do that though, don't we? We certainly do, I think. And do you find as well, another thing I do, which every now and then I check myself, for no reason whatsoever, I count. It's like, I don't need to be counting this. And yet in my head, it's going 1, 2, 3. And yet I don't need to count. And I keep telling myself, stop counting. You don't need to. And then you find yourself still counting. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? But we do. It's just one of those things that us crocheters, I guess, and knitters must do it as well. Crochet a hair in projects, or forever be picking out bits of your own hair. Right, I'm not going to do the corner. I'm just going to stop at the corner. Oh, I make a big long loop. Right, thank you so much. Well, hang on, let's go. Get the top of my head back now. Hello. Yeah. Oh, achy. Thanks so much for spending some time with me and doing a little bit of a WIP. Tell me what you were working on if you can. And, well, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much. Bye for now.